4 years later, after graduating from college, Alexandra married Ryan Keller. Jimmy was the best man, and Ryan never let his younger brother forget how he'd stolen his prom date. Chapter 1. Beneath the frayed patchwork quilt, Alex drew her bare knees to her chest and protectively wrapped her arms around the bent limbs. Her tear-stained face peeked out from the quilt's folds as she rested her head wearily against the paneled headboard. The early dawn sunlight began to slip in at random points on the covered bedroom window, finding its way through the ill-fitted slats of the vertical blinds. All was quiet. Alex was alone in the dark room. Her eyes had long since adjusted to the darkness. She suspected her sister Kate was sleeping in the guest room. It had been hours since she'd heard any sounds from the house. Alex closed her eyes and settled down against a warm pile of pillows. She had been awake and sobbing for what seemed like an eternity. Had it only been yesterday morning when everything was still good and sweet? How could so many lives change in an instant? Yesterday morning. Ryan turned off the annoying alarm of the clock radio. Alex stretched, reluctant to leave the relaxing bliss of sleep. Even with her eyes closed, she could tell by his movements that Ryan was already dressed. "Are you going to sleep all day?" came Ryan's familiar greeting. He delivered the question in his typical playful and good-natured fashion. "If you join me," Alex responded lazily, opening her eyes. "Promises, promises," Ryan chuckled, then dropped a quick kiss on his wife's forehead and left the bedroom to make coffee. 20 minutes later, they sat at the breakfast bar, fully dressed and discussing the day's agenda. Ryan was in especially good humor. He usually was in the morning. It was his time of day. While sipping the steaming mug of coffee, Alex fondly observed her husband as he enthusiastically discussed ordinary subjects. His raspy laugh was infectious, and Alex found the lines around his eyes charming when they crinkled and deepened during laughter. A woman could not get away with those lines, Alex thought with a sigh. His reddish-brown hair had begun to thin in his early 20s, and now in his mid-40s, the top of his head was nearly bald. When combing what remained of his hair, Ryan would shrug and say, "At least I haven't gone gray." His lack of vanity was one of the many things Alex loved about her husband. "I've some errands to run this morning. Do you want to go with me or take your own car?" Ryan asked, as he rinsed his coffee cup in the sink and placed it in the dishwasher. "I need to get there early. Payroll's today. I'll just take my own." Alex reached for her purse. It was still sitting on the kitchen counter where she'd placed it the night before. She opened it and began searching for her keys. "Do you think you can pick up some quarters at the bank? We need a couple $100, Alex asked, her gaze still focused in the open purse. "No way," Ryan teased. He meant yes. Alex understood. Ryan kissed her goodbye and promised to see her before noon. He didn't keep his promise. Later, Alex could not recall the exact words of the police officer. The entire moment was lost in a haze of disbelief and shock. A senseless car accident. It wasn't Ryan's fault. Yet what did it matter whose fault it was? He was gone. At first, Alex refused to believe. It was a mistake, a sick joke, anything but the truth. She didn't cry. She was angry. This is silly, she thought. People did not have fatal car accidents in their own neighborhoods. It was not until she saw his body that reality dawned. The unimaginable had happened. By this time, her sister Kate and her brother Tommy were by her side. Alex retreated to her bedroom and began to cry. Then she began to sob. The tears came without reprieve. Sobs rocked her body until